Well, I always had a sump pump, but I installed a second sump pump. We graded the area, trying to make sure that water doesn't rise. And if there's any heavy rainfall, my neighbors can attest to this, they will see me out there cleaning out all the drains, even in the rain. Because, people have said, why don't you wait for the city to clean the drain? Well, the city is not going to be flooded, but I will be.
Yeah, so one of the things that we did as a church community was, and something that we're still doing, is trying to ensure that we are limiting the water runoff from our property down along the corridor. So we've done like a greening survey. We have worked to improve make some of our surfaces more porous so that it can absorb the water rather than the water running off. We have a large parking lot, and that is a problem at times. It's a contributor. So we've done some things to make it more porous, and we have some plans to improve that work. In addition to that, one of the things that we've really focused on, and we did this right after the flood, was to try to help families, as well as try to ensure that our property is resilient. Now, that doesn't stop the flooding, but it helps so that when the flooding happens, we don't experience property damage.
And that one there, we ain't taking no chances. As soon as we hear the words thunderstorm, we're in the church. You guys, the Still Meadows parking lot, the church lot is how we all refer to it. And I understand that you got the high ground. Literally, you've got the higher ground around here. So that's why we put it up there. It's cheaper than 1,000, 1,500 hours every time it rains.
But what we're doing is making sure that we conduct ourselves as a city that is mature and that we don't forget. So there's a lot of education going on now and preparatory stuff, right? And thinking systemically about how do we change water flow, how do we put in barriers, how do we think about, just a bunch of different things. And so staying on our folks and saying thank you for coming when this was happening, but we want to know what you're going to do a year later. That's kind of what